So in the morning of January 17th, I received a bunch of visions. And the first time, that I had some visions, it finished at 1:11 on the clock. And then the second time, let's see, it finished at 2:48 on the clock. But so there's a bunch of different little things about it, so I'm just going to get started. So here, the first vision was a blue comet from the sky coming down, and it just spread its light all over the world. Just like spread out, and it spread its light, and then it just flew back up again. So I can assume that this was the rapture, and that the light came down, took people, came back up. So that's what I saw. And then I saw the bride, and there was a necklace on a tray, and the necklace was picked up, and like, if the husband comes behind the woman and puts a necklace on her neck, it was a necklace of all of the planets, and they were put around her neck. So it was, picked up, and so she's just standing there, and the necklace is going around her neck, and it's all the different planets. And then the necklace broke, and all the planets were falling. So it's very interesting, and I don't have what that means. So if anyone has an idea, you can, please write a comment. I did have another vision that had to do with the lion. And so I believe this is the Lion of Judah, that Jesus showed himself again as the Lion of Judah. And there was a previous video where and another vision where Jesus, as the lion, he roared. And so the closest roar I could find that sounded like the one that I heard was the second roar from the MGM. So let me go ahead and just play that second roar so you can hear it. Okay, so that was the second roar, and the closest face that I could see, that as, the lion's face that I saw. I have to try and get some light on this thing so I can see a little bit. Okay, that's better. Was this one, because I wanted you to see the eyes. Okay, here we go. So this was the lion's face that I saw, from my vision, or the vision that Jesus gave me. And so I saw the lion's face, and then after that I saw Ezekiel chapter 5 verse 8. But also, so let me go back, that I had that previous vision of a lion before, and I had, the very first time that I saw a lion was a reference to the book of Jeremiah. And so at that time it was chapter 25 verse 38. And he has left his lair like a lion, for their land is desolate, because of the fierceness of the oppressor, and because of his fierce anger. So Jesus, is coming. And that was the vision, a while back. And why is he upset? Why is, and so this has to do, I believe, with the peace talks. And there's been things, from Tel Aviv, from Israel, that their capital has, oops, let me scoot back up. Okay. Last year, they, and probably the year before also, that they were named the world's best gay city, where, people would vote, and they said, oh, this is the best place for, people that are homosexual to come and visit. And that's not going to make God very happy. And but then also you have the peace talks where they're getting ready to split up Israel. And then that's when I saw the reference to Ezekiel. So it was Ezekiel 5:8, and let me go ahead and give you 7 and 8. So here we go. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, because ye multiplied more than the nations that are round about you, and have not walked in my statutes, neither have kept my judgments, neither have done according to the judgments of the nations that are round about you. Therefore thus saith the Lord, Behold, I, even I, am against thee, and will execute judgments in the midst of thee in the sight of the nations. So if you don't follow God's commandments, then it's like, hey, even I am going to be against you. So that's what the vision was. And then, I read through some more pages, and then between chapter 5 and 6, he describes what he's going to do to Israel. So, pretty bad. But so the last part was, Yet will I leave a remnant, that ye may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations, when ye shall be scattered through the countries. And I had, let me scoot down. Okay, here's confirmation of that. Esaias also crieth concerning Israel, through the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. And so I told you that the Bible described certain things, that were going to be done to Israel. But I think there were some tribulation that was, and so I saw some visions, and let me give you some more visions about it. I wrote them down. I'll go ahead and just show you the line, line of Judah. And so I saw a group of people standing together, and it looked like they were captured, and their heads were shaven, and they looked like, wearing the same wardrobe, and it was almost, and like their heads were shaven, they had no hair, and it looked almost like people in a concentration camp again. It's like, oh no, Israel people in a concentration camp, not good. But, this could also be FEMA camps. This could also be, besides Jews in a camp, it could be Christians, could be the people that did not want the RFID chip, in a camp. But then also I saw like a big storm coming, and I couldn't tell if it was a meteor storm. And then I saw a woman, run across the yard and go to a storm shelter and close this big round circular door and go into the storm shelter, close the door. So all those visions that I have described, those were the ones that, I woke up and looked at the clock, or finished, seeing the visions, and looked at the clock, and it was 1:11 on the clock. Okay, so that was the first set of visions. The second set of visions had to do with the Garden of Eden. You're like, woo, a little different here. But so here, let me get to the mouse just to show you a picture. No, okay, I think it is on this one here. Let me scroll down. And so this is like the finale picture, but so the first thing that I saw was, it looks horrible. Okay, we'll go here. It was like a headstone, and I actually saw like a family member, and it looked like that family member had passed away, which I'm not going to tell you who it was, but the gravestone had that it was by the flu. And then you saw more people, people that, like a lady and as a secretary at the office, and then just from the top to the bottom, she disappeared. Or she, just disappeared, like she was being erased. And then there was a snake and animals, and just from the top to the bottom, like you just took an eraser and just erased from the top to the bottom. They were being erased. And then just more people, and just finally everything went from land to zero. And then from that, then the land started again. And this time it showed, the tree with Eve, and then it showed her stepping on the snake. And it's like, whoa, but just that, from all the animals, all the people, everything was just wiped clean and just starting over again. And so what I found from the Bible was the Revelations chapter 21. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there were no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as the bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them, and be their God. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And so that's what the vision showed, that that from people to no more people, and maybe due to the flu, there was nothing there that said, please take your flu shot. God wasn't telling us, in order to prevent this, do such and such. There's probably nothing that's going to prevent it. And, that's just where, we put our trust in you, dear Lord. That we are in God's hands, and we love him and he loves us. There may be some tribulation things that we're going to see before the rapture. And don't worry, please just put your trust in Jesus. Say, I love you, Lord. I love you. I give my heart to you. My heart is open to you. Please fill my heart with your love. You just love him so much. And pray every night, praise him every day. And there was one thing, I've been watching other videos, and this woman described an earthquake, like an earthquake scenario. Let me try to scoot up. Okay, here we go. So let's see a nice picture here. So in an earthquake scenario, that say that we have an earthquake, this was in her video, which I forgot her name. So I'll try to write it in the comments if I find it again. So that if there's an earthquake, you try to plant your feet into the ground, and you reach up to the heavens, and you call out for Jesus. Jesus, Jesus. And that Jesus will supply us with some kind of bars that we're going to be able to hold on to. So while everybody else, the earthquake's going to be so bad and people are going to be bouncing off the pavement, that you'll have something that you can hold on to. And just, make sure to tell all your family, hey, whenever the earthquake comes, call out to Jesus, and I already told my family, so in case that happens, then we'll be prepared, we'll know what to do. And so in that way, you'll be able to be, held in place, so everything else will be bouncing like crazy and you'll be safe. So call on God, and God will protect you. Call on Jesus, he'll protect you. Okay, everyone, God bless.